two questions come to my mind. How many of you here today are contented with just sitting and waiting and watching parts of your life pass you by? And how many of you want to get out of your own chair, so to speak, and stand up to the challenges that you're facing today, and perhaps even take action in ways you never thought about taking action? Now, so you know that I'm not providing any kind of false hope. It took me a little over 6 years of my life, a little over 2,190 days to go from a wheelchair to eventually the use of a simple cane. So all I'm saying is this: never lose hope too soon to your dreams, your goals, your setbacks, and be willing to take the hard risks in life and stand up to life's challenges and challenges you have. I mean, today we are in a tough economy, and I like to see that you're still doing successful, but people that you're calling on today to introduce to Melaleuca, they may not be in the same boat right now. They're starting to tighten up their wallet. They want to see value and return on their investment when they put their money anywhere. But the thing about our challenges is this, is that they're never ending. New ones always have a tendency to reappear. So opposed to the common tendency to resist them, perhaps we should at least consider adapting and being more flexible than ever before when you continue searching for those unconventional solutions. I mean, they're out there. You've just got to be proactive and have an action plan in place. And maybe for some of you today, that one idea might be able to use vision, mindset, and grit into your business plans. But what's unique about our challenges is this, is that regardless of where we are in our lives this day, it creates an opportunity for us to learn about ourselves. And when we're learning in life, we begin to grow. And we begin to grow our mindset and our thought processes. They really do. They have a tendency to change. I mean, my life started to change in an interesting way. One morning when my doctor came into my room and gave me the news. He mentioned we need to get pure oxygen into your weakened body. And he said there's only two ways to do it. We can either hook you up to a machine to do it for you, but that requires surgery. It requires drilling a hole right here. Or we can put a mask over your face, and you can do it on your own. But there's a catch. There's always a catch. That you would need to stay awake for the next 24 hours and monitor every single breath to ensure you're taking in as much oxygen as possible. And then he turned around and he walked out of the room. He goes, Scott, I'll give you 10 minutes to decide what you want to do. I believe that he was giving me an opportunity to step up to the challenge and try to take some sort of control over my paralysis. And I realized that I wasn't willing to do that, to take that kind of risk. I would be risking so much more. So I had enough. Turned out to be the longest 24 hours of my life. But interesting enough, about 21 hours into it, I added a defining moment. It was then I decided to stop blaming my friend for what had happened. I decided to make peace. And I suppose it's no different than any of us here today. Being more responsible and accountable in our own lives and our own businesses, opposed to being so quick to blame other people or different events when things just don't go as planned. And then I started really buying into what my dad was saying. Just let it happen. And it was that kind of mindset of embracing change opposed to resisting it that led me to believe that I could look at any adversity as an opportunity to play up the new possibilities. I mean, look at today's economy to improve your skill sets. Look at it as an opportunity to go through your contact list and make contact with people you haven't spoken to in years. Because you may not realize that they may need you more now than ever. And after what I heard earlier, before I came on stage, what an opportunity. And right after I graduated from college, I had this. I wanted to make a difference in people's lives, truth be told. It became my drive, my ambition. And for me, the insurance and financial industry gave me that platform. And I poured my heart and soul each and every day building that business, prospecting, doing presentations, facing that rejection. And at the end of the second year, something interesting started to happen. About 90% of my business was now coming in through referrals. And I suppose that was driven by a joke that I heard back in the day. Do you know the difference between cold calling and referrals? Cold calling is God's punishment for not asking for those referrals. And at the end of my 5th year, or something new, I achieved a vision. It was a milestone for me. I qualified for what they call the $1 Million Roundtable. I'm sure it may be something like the President's Cup I heard earlier today. But it was a 100% commission-driven award. And less than 6% of my peers from all over the world, representing all insurance companies, qualified for on a year-to-year basis. And I share that with you because I believe it's relevant. First and foremost, for me, it had nothing to do with the amount of income that I earned. But it had everything to do with realizing a dream, achieving a goal, and most importantly, impacting people's lives. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Going above and beyond the expected when it comes to your families, your friends, your melodic team, customers. Never lose that focus, that mindset, and continue doing it with your own authenticity, trustworthiness, and never be afraid to inspire them as well when it comes to your opportunistic mindsets and winning attitudes. Now, right after that experience, this another mountaintop experience, MDRT, $1 Million Roundtable, is when I had my second life-changing accident. I was on my way to work to go see a colleague client of mine when a gentleman behind the wheels of his car accidentally went right through it, the stop sign, caught me off guard, and we collided. And once again, the driver was fine. But I injured myself. I had a chronic lower back pain that I could feel, but I also damaged a nerve in my right arm. It's called my ulnar nerve, and it controls a lot of the strength in my right hand, the better of the two, the one that I use to walk with. Well, I was now being advised by people, even doctors, that I should at least reconsider reintroducing a wheelchair back into my day-to-day life. And I knew in the back of my mind that they were right. But here's the thing. I got rid of the wheelchair years prior. I was pretty proud of the fact that I was walking. And I decided this time. I made a judgment call, a decision, to leave an industry that I had so much passion for, only in search for something new. But I believe to this day that what defines us, what builds strength and character, is our willingness to rise once we've fallen. To view our setbacks as nothing more as an opportunity to be more creative in your thinking. To be standing in front of you today, on this stage, I'm humbled, more than you could possibly ever know. But I also own an international export fertilizer business. Basically, I have a company that exports, well, you know what, to China. I've got a great client of mine in Hong Kong. His name's Hung Jai. I said, Hung Jai, if I ever share that statement with someone, should they ever be offended? And he said, oh, if they are, they have no sense of humor. Honest to God truth. So how do we go about being more creative in our thinking when we're trying to expand our businesses? I've always felt and found through my professional experiences in life and even my sporting background, if you're willing to stretch yourselves intellectually and emotionally, it can inspire new ideas and new ways of thinking, and it can inspire purpose. All you got to be willing to do is make a commitment to yourself to act on it and give it a little grit. Now, when you push yourself at that level, amazing things really do have a tendency to work out, especially if you're willing to make minor adjustments along the way to keep you on track. I mean, take a look at Tiger Woods. A couple of times now, he's revamped his golf swing at his peak. Now, there's a lot of people in business, people in sales, those questions. Why would you consider reinventing the wheel here? But he does because he believes that he's always stretching and tweaking his game, that he could perform at a much higher level. But here's the thing. You and I, we don't need to be a professional athlete if we're trying to expand, if we're trying to create a culture of optimism. But you've got to be willing to challenge yourself day after day. And maybe that means for some of you, rethinking the way you've been doing things and incorporating perhaps new thinking. I mean, on my back, I went from asking those why questions, not